Good morning. Myself, Dr. Yogesh Patinge, Assistant Professor in Commerce, GS College of Commerce, Varta. Last lecture we had started the second unit of our syllabus, branch accounting. I'm repeating again because a lot of students called me that, sir, whether we had a hire purchase or branch accounting. But again, kindly notice this thing, and it is very important that from academic year 2021, this academic year, that hire purchase is being replaced by branch accounting. So in your syllabus, you have unit number 2 as a branch accounting, where in it we have to exclude foreign branches. That's why we just have to study inland branches. In last lecture, I had explained you the things that there are inland branches, independent branches, foreign branches, dependent branches. That all concepts are already cleared in last lecture. And also in last lecture we had started the first type. I already provided you the questions on Google Drive account of your class. So go your Google Drive account and see those problems, because I am going to explain those problems in the same sequence that I had provided you. Today we are going to solve the unit problem number 2, which is of a type when branch sold the goods in cash and credit. Now look, head office authorized the branches to sell their goods. They give the rights to sell the goods to branches on the part of head office. Now, if the branch sell the goods on a cash basis, then the amount which they received, they have to deposit directly to the head office account. But again, sorry, if they sell the goods on credit basis, then in that case they have to maintain a separate debtors account. Look, I am repeating again this thing again. Head offices give complete permission, the entire permission to sell the goods to the branches. This way this branch accounting works, because they have their separate exemptions like that, independent branches. So there will be then two types, cash sale and credit sale. When there will be a cash sale, means the branches are selling the goods on in terms of cash, receiving a cash against that transaction. Then they don't have to be very particular for that, or they don't have to maintain a separate accounts for that. They just have to deposit that entire cash in head office account. That is the thing that we had seen in the last lecture. Today, the problem that we are seeing is branch sold the goods in cash and credit. So, if it is in cash, then there will be no problem. They are going to deposit it in a head office account. But if that product is going to be sold on credit base, then it has to be in your mind that you have to prepare a debtors account, because you are selling it on the branches are selling on not credit basis. So a debtor will be there. So the debtors account should be maintained. So this is a basic thing that I just have to mention before starting this problem. This is problem number 2, the same problem that I had earlier provided you on a Google Drive. I just completely wrote that problem here. We had that methodology to save our time and efforts here. So I'm just reading that problem, some important thing, and then we will see those explanation here. This is a problem of Bharat Company Limited, and here they had Pune branch. The head office is situated at Bombay, and that branch is at Pune. Okay, so first what we have to prepare here, a branch account. Now look, the branch account has the same pro forma that we had studied in first lecture, in the first lecture of this unit. Before seeing that explanation, what you have to do to just read a problem, or simultaneously you have to read that problem that I have provided you, and you just have to see the explanation here. So the pro forma is already being given. Already you can have that pro forma on your reference books, that you can approach that pro forma, see that pro forma, and we just follow that pro forma. That's why it will be easy to just you have to place the things in that particular pro forma. You will just add this in place. Opening balance, stock is given, debtors are given and petty cash. These are the opening balances at the starting of financial year. So stock 10,380, debtors 18,500, and there is a petty cash of rupees 72. Because why there is a petty cash? Because the goods are already being sold in cash and cash, so the petty cash is being maintained there. So 72. So these are the opening balances at the start of the financial year. Then goods sent to branch. Uh, the head office, which is situated at Bombay, sends some goods to Pune branch. Those goods are of rupees 28,700. But some goods are returned from branch to head office, that is of rupees 700. So 28,700 minus 700, it will be 28,000. So the goods sent to branch 28,700 and goods returned by branch rupees 700. So the entire effect is of rupees 28,000. Now there are some expenses which happened here. Those expenses are the checks sent by branch to the checks sent by branch for expenses. So rent and taxes 4,450, wages and other expenses 4,600, salaries 2,200, and petty expenses 220. These are the expenses which are actually borne by the branch. So all those are the expenses. Now coming to this side. Now as I mentioned you earlier, some of the amount has to be transferred to the head office account if that is in terms of cash, and if it is in terms of debtors, then you have to maintain amount from debtors, actually that received amount from debtors also. So it's a by bank account, that is head office account, because this is actually receipt side or credit side. Then cash sales 16,660, these are the cash sales which that branch did on cash basis, 16,660. Amount from debtors 30,285. So total is 46,945. Bill received from customers 2,000. And then there is a closing balance. Stock 14,812. Debtors 15,250. Petty cash of rupees 52. The two sides get balanced at 79,059, and this side is more than this side, so the difference is of 10,637. So this is a profit of 10,637 in this branch account. So what is the methodology behind this branch account is that openings, actually we had followed the standard pro forma from reference books here. So this is actually opening side, then goods sent to the branch, goods returns from the branch, then the expenses which are borne by the branches, then some of the amount has to be transferred to the head office because that is a cash sale, some amount is received from debtors because they had given the amount back after giving them product on goods or product on credit basis, then bills received from customers, and at the end of the we have to just finish out with closing balance of that particular financial year. So the difference between this thing is the profit that has been 10,637. So this is actually a branch account, Pune branch account having a head office at Bombay. Now as I mentioned you earlier, because this problem has also sales in terms of credit, there is a credit sale, so separately we have to maintain here a debtors account. That's why we had maintained here debtors account, where you have to maintain the debtors account when there is a credit sale. Ultimately there will be no need at when there is a cash sales, because the entire amount you have been recovered here, the entire amount is being recovered. But when you are actually making sales on credit basis, you have to maintain a debtors account. So here what we maintain a branch debtors account. The pro formas are being there in the reference books. You can refer those pro formas because we had taken the help from those pro formas and just place up our figures in that thing, and we just had this solution in a place. Debtors account, same logic, opening side and then closing side. Opening debtors 18,500. You can find out this figure in this at this side also, 18,500. Expenses charged on customers, because these customers are the debtors. Then some expenses are charged on them, rupees 100, and then amount received from debtors 30,285. This one, rebate to customers, rebate given to them 525. Goods returns from customers 390. All those figures are being there given in a trial balance. Bad debts return of rupees 150. Then bills receivable from customers rupees 2000. By closing debtors 15,250, and we just maintain those by credit sales of rupees 30,000. So there is a credit sale of rupees 30,000. We just find out that from this particular debtors account, and this is only the what we can say. We have to find out the credit sale. That's why we have to maintain a debtors account. Once again, I am repeating it: opening stock, expenses charged on customers. This one, these two figures have been given. Then amount received from debtors, rebate to customers, goods returned from customers, bad debts written off, bills receivable from customers, and closing debtors. This is a figure of closing debtors 15,250, and the difference is of 30,000 because these two sides get balanced for 48,600. So the difference will be of credit sales. That difference we had found out of here rupees 30,000. So this is actually the end of first method. Here we got the answer. What we have to find out when branch sold the goods in cash and credit. This is the first method. Now moving to the method 2. What we have to prepare here? We have to prepare here trading account and profit and loss account. Again, I am repeating the same thing which I had mentioned earlier, that there is no need to solve the problems with two methods. The method with which you are comfortable, you have to go with that method at the time of examination. That thing you should have to keep in your mind. So this is the first method, where first we had prepared a branch account, and at the second one we had prepared the branch debtors account because there is a credit sale. Okay, got it? And the pro forma, you can refer to those pro formas from reference books because these are the standard pro formas. They are not going to change if you change any sort of book. So just refer the pro formas, and we just take the help of those pro formas and we just place up our amounts there. Okay, got it? Now moving to the second method. In first part we have to prepare a trading account, and in the second part we have to prepare a profit and loss account. Now trading account. Opening stock 10,380. Goods sent to branch 28,700. We had this thing here. Less goods returned by branch rupees 700. So the answer is of 28,000. To wages and other expenses 4,600. So these are the expenses which are of nature of trading account. Then moving to the credit side, by sales, we had two sales here. Cash sales, we had the figure here 16,660. Then credit sale, the credit sale we had got the answer of rupees 30,000. So 30,000 minus sale received from customers, that is goods returns from customer of rupees 390. So it will be 29,610, and the closing stock 14,812. So the gross profit is of 18,102 because these two sides get balanced at 61,082. So this is the answer of gross profit 18,102. This is again I am repeating the things. Opening stock 10,380, then goods sent to branch, goods received by the branch, the wages and other expenses of 4,600 from these expenses, because other items are of profit and loss account. Sales, two sales, cash sales, credit sales. From credit sale there is a return from customer, so we had subtracted 390. Then closing stock and the answer, and we had find the answer of gross profit 18,102. Okay, now moving to the profit and loss account. The same things we have to do here. We have to just find out what are the expenses which are related to the profit and loss account, and that we have to mention there. So petty expenses, so opening petty cash 72. You can find it in opening balance. Then new check for petty expenses 220, it will be 292. Then closing petty cash of rupees 52, so it will be 240. Then the rent and taxes 4,450. Salaries 2,200. and then bad debts written off rupees 150, then rebate to customers 525. These are the expenses which are actually the part of profit and loss account. On this side, we had find out the gross profit which has been transferred from this one to this account, 18,102, and expenses charge on customers of rupees 100. So just totaling all those two sides, the answer is those two sides get balanced on 18,202, and we just find out the net profit of 10,637. So this way we can solve this problem in alternate method. That's a method number 2. What we did here, we had just prepared a trading account and profit and loss account. So these are the two methods with which we can solve this problem. The problem is of type when branch sold the goods in cash and credit. So this is methodology number time of the problem. Then in next lecture we will again see the next type. I hope you understand this. Read the problem properly, and after that refer this to video and see how I solve this problem on this blackboard. Okay, thank you.